Welcome to Medical Student Life in Japan, a podcast created by a teacher and a group of medical students at Nara Medical University.
We are a small medical college in the Kansai region of Japan. This podcast has two great purposes.
One is to share stories about being a medical student here in Japan.
And also for our students to share fun ideas, opinions, and information about Japanese culture to people all over the world.
Thanks a lot
Thanks a lot for listening.
Okay, welcome back to Medical Student Life in Japan. And today we have fifth-year student Satoshi.
Hello, Michael.
Hello.
It's great to see you again.
Great to see you again. In the previous podcast that you joined, you introduced yourself.
Yes.
Of course, you've been on the podcast a couple times, and now you're officially a part of the team, which is great. I'm very happy about that.
Me too.
And of course, outside of the podcast, you and I have many chances to talk in English. So I know a lot about what's going on in your life. And one story that I heard, which I found really exciting, was your recent trip to Thailand.
Yes.
As we've talked in the previous episode, you love travel and I love travel. So naturally, it's a good topic for us to talk about. So at first, can you tell us maybe why you went to Thailand, the background of that story, why you're going there, and maybe what the plan was while you were there?
Okay, so my university has a kind of partnership with Chiang Mai University in Thailand. And so I had a chance to visit that university hospital, and I worked there as a clinical clerkship. Yeah.
Okay.
And I stayed there for about 10 days. Yeah, 5 days I worked in the hospital and 4 days just sightseeing. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So three of my friends and I went there. So in total 4.
So 3 other students from Nara Medical University?
Yes, this university in the same grade. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah. So and one of my friends and I joined the clerkship of emergency medicine of
cool.
Chiang Mai University, and I learned a lot there. Yeah.
Can I ask you one question before you continue? Had you, maybe you mentioned this before, but had you joined the emergency department at our university?
Oh, never.
Never yet. Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
it's curious, but this is the first time to join the clerkship of
I
emergency
see.
medicine.
But you will get to go there at some point.
Actually, I did, but after this clerkship, I joined.
You joined. Okay.
Yeah,
prior to going to Thailand, you hadn't visited yet, but now you have.
Yeah, now I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great department. And the doctor in charge is also a wonderful doctor, Dr. Fukushima.
Yes, he's very smart and nice.
He's great. And as you may know or may not know, he's also really good at speaking and communicating in English.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that. Okay.
Oh.
Dr. Fukushima also spent time overseas doing some research and study. And I was happy to find out just in conversation how good he is at speaking in English, not to mention that he's in charge of a very complicated and interesting department at our university. And
he looks very cool.
He looks cool. He does look really cool.
Very tall and I'm jealous.
Okay. So prior to going, you had not yet experienced the emergency department. Okay, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about how the experience was, and then maybe since you've now been to the one in our university, maybe you can look for similarities or differences,
or compare the two, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So now I can compare, Japan and Thailand, and one of the things I noticed is that in Thailand, education system is much better than Japanese ones. So So let me explain.
Hmm.
So in Thailand, medical students can join the real medical care in the hospital. So they work like a real doctor. So they have night shift and as well as morning shift. So they need to work late at night.
Hmm.
Yeah. And also students can do some invasive things like intubation.
Hmm.
So intubation is a method to make patient easier to respirate,
Hmm.
right? And also some like taking blood, right? And analyze the blood or like so some basic things they can do.
Now, is this when you say that they have more experience in their university?
Yeah.
Does this mean from early on in medical school, or these students were also fifth year?
Yeah,
or-
fifth or sixth year.
Okay,
student.
so what you're trying to tell me is in fifth year in our medical university, maybe it's more observation
yeah,
based.
yeah, almost everything is observation
Observation,
or
how-
taking lectures.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas in Thailand, there's a lot of hands-on experience
Yeah,
in fifth year.
so
Okay.
they have much more skill than us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I wonder why that might be. Do you have any
Any-
guesses or
any
opinions
guesses,
about that?
reasons?
Hmm.
I'm not sure, but in Japan, we can do various things after we graduate and get the license. Yeah, so maybe the society of Japan is a little strict to medical students.
Hmm.
Yeah, whereas in Thailand, there is a kind of custom
Hmm.
to train young medical students.
I see.
Yeah, so university hospital has a big function as an educational place.
Right.
Yeah, but in Japan, that function is not so strong or like it's not at least as medical, at least for the education of medical students.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but there could also be legality issues.
Maybe.
Yeah, so it depends. I mean, every country has their own system,
Yeah.
and of course, colleges as well. And so it's possible, I don't know well, but based on what you're saying, it could be that in Japan, there's certain liability
Yeah.
if a student is to do those kind of hands-on practices
Mhm.
prior to getting the license.
Yeah.
And maybe in Thailand, maybe that system is slightly different. I don't know.
But I think you're to the point. So in Japan, the law is a little strict, but
Right.
but I hear maybe recently the law has changed or will
Okay.
be changed
Oh, okay.
so that medical students can do some skills in the hospitals, but still it's not enough, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, but in like in Thailand, in many countries in the world,
Right.
the training system is like a Thailand one. So for example, in the United States or in Germany or in Europe, medical students can work like real doctors. So I think in Japan, the system is a little old-fashioned. Yeah, so we need to
Things take time in Japan, and
Yeah,
I'm sure
Maybe-
sure, as you mentioned, there's already going to be some changes. So
yeah,
probably down the road somewhere,
yeah.
there'll be more opportunity. But maybe you can be one of the leaders of that change.
Yeah, I want to change. I want to change. So
Cool.
yeah, actually, I have luckily I have a lot of chances to talk with international students and doctors. So I'm asking them to answer a kind of questionnaire I made.
Wow,
And
that's great.
by that questionnaire, I want to gather the opinions and I want to hand it into the university so that I can change the system.
That's fantastic. Wow, I look forward to hearing about
Yeah,
the
sorry.
results.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
I
that's
changed the story, but
No, that's good. That's how these podcasts go. Sometimes you start
Yeah.
talking about one thing, but it leads into a really interesting discussion. But let's come back to your Thailand trip. So you talked a little bit about maybe the difference between the emergency study in Thailand and here. Did you notice any similarities?
Similarities. That's a good question, but I always think about, differences.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Oh,
But about regarding society or like daily lives, I found a lot of similarities between
okay.
Thailand and Japan.
Mm.
So actually, this is my first visit to Asian countries.
Mm.
Yeah, and I noticed that in my opinion, food in Asia is the best in the world.
Yeah, it's probably true. It's probably
It's
true.
my personal opinion. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
there's very good food in Asia. The
Yeah.
Vietnamese food is amazing. Thai food is amazing.
Yeah.
Korean food is also amazing. Indian food is
Yeah.
amazing. Of course, we're in Japan, Japanese food, Chinese food. So it's kind of hard to argue
Yeah.
Asian food. There's so many
kinds
of
variety.
variety of food,
Yeah.
and they're all quite delicious and oftentimes very healthy too. So
Yeah.
I would probably agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So the food was very spicy, but the
Oh, yeah.
taste is basically very amazing,
Mm,
delicious. Yeah. But maybe this is because I was born in Japan, and Japan is one of the Asian countries. Yeah.
So like what food, for example, that you really
so,
liked while you were there?
fried noodles I mentioned in the last podcast. Yeah. So the soup is like Korean curry.
Curries.
Yes,
Yeah.
soup curry. And the noodles is like ramen noodle
Ramen, okay.
or something like that. Yeah.
Or like a yakisoba?
Yeah, kind of
Or something like that.
yakisoba,
Oh.
but a little more, thick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I do know pad thai.
Pad thai.
Which is kind of like a thicker
thicker one.
noodle, right?
Yeah, I think it's similar.
Similar.
to
Yeah,
that
okay.
one. Yeah. And I don't remember all the names of
Yeah, it would
food.
be It's quite different. The words are different, so
Yeah. But everything was spicy.
Spicy, yeah.
But the taste was excellent.
Oh,
So,
that sounds good.
yeah.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah. So so food is one of the similarities I noticed. And also about society.
Yeah.
In Thailand, many people believe in Buddhism. So it's also the case in Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I think people are more faithful. So in Japan, I think not so many people really believed in a religion. But people in Thailand are very faithful to Buddhism, and also not allowed to insult Buddha or monks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by law, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there were many beautiful temples, like golden temples or white temples, and many varieties. Yeah. So I like that historical aspect of Chiang Mai.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And that's similar to Kyoto.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Chiang Mai is one of the biggest cities in Thailand. So of course you have Bangkok, which is the capital, right? The biggest city.
Yeah, biggest.
So Chiang Mai is what, second biggest?
The second
Okay.
biggest. Yeah. And also the central city in the northern Thailand. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Did you do anything else that was interesting during your time there? Did you make any friends, for example?
Yes, I made friends with Thailand, Chiang Mai University students because that university has a kind of international students club.
Okay.
So in that club, the club members welcome international students and like take us to dinner or like sightseeing or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I know you've done a little bit of that here.
Yeah,
at our university, right? When we had some German students visiting, right? You took good care of them, right?
Yeah,
we talked about that before.
Yeah, but personally, I took German students to sightseeing.
Oh, okay, but they actually have a program set up to take care of you. Oh, that's good.
Official club.
Maybe there should be something like that here.
Yeah. Okay. I have a story.
Yeah.
I have a new story. Actually, I made a kind of organization for
Yes.
international
Oh,
students.
great.
Yeah, in this university.
Oh, that's good.
So with some of my friends from ESS.
Mm.
So now like 8 or 9 members
Okay.
are joining.
Mm.
So yeah, so I got the inspiration from the club in Chiang Mai University.
That's fantastic. So, you know, going to another country is not necessarily only about, meeting new cultures or, going outside of your comfort zone, but you can be inspired to look back at your situation at home.
Definitely.
And you grow. And when you grow and you come back, you've been changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And occasionally you'll be inspired to do something great. And so I'm glad that you didn't just go there and enjoy the travel, but you actually learn some things and now you're trying to apply it to your life. I think that's the key to growing up. And so that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Because I didn't see so many international students, but occasionally when I walked through the hospital, I would notice some foreign person where they might have been either a student or a visiting
Or maybe
doctor. And I thought that there should be something like what you're talking about, where our students can get to know each other with those visitors. And of course, those visitors are going to love to get to know Japan in a deeper way too. So that's great that Thailand had something like that.
Yeah, so I think making friends in foreign countries is a very nice way to learn new culture and learn new things about about
That's
the
great.
world. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Did you make a friendship with those students in that club?
Oh yes,
Are you able to keep in contact since your trip?
Yes, I keep in touch with all the members I met. So actually, one of my friends there came to Japan in the April, and
Oh wow,
yeah, and some friends and I went dinner with her.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
that's
a
good.
very good experience.
That's
Yeah.
great. As I talked with you before, in Kyoto and in the countryside, my wife and I have this small guest house, and we had 2 young men from Indonesia come to visit. It was a kind of an internship
I
program,
see.
and they stayed with us for 2 weeks. And this was 5 years ago.
Oh,
However, we had such a good connection, sharing culture, sharing meals. We got to try
Wow.
their foods. They tried some of, our
oh,
food.
that's great.
Yeah. And since they left, both of those 2 young men got married,
Oh,
and one of them has a baby.
wow.
Yeah. And of course, we have our 2 daughters. And when they came to visit, they were like 2 big brothers to them.
Oh,
And so hopefully we'll have a chance to go visit Indonesia in the future. But the point of me telling you this is those friendships, even over a short period of time, like 10 days or 2 weeks, it's a short period of time, but that friendship can last a really long time.
yeah.
And so maybe 10 years from now or 20 years from now, you'll still be, in contact with those classmates that you met in Thailand.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
your good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree with you because the deeper we get in touch and we do things together, the more we can the longer our friendship lasts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
And then
want
in the
to-
future, you'll be this great doctor. And then maybe you have some opportunities as well, not just with friendship, but, maybe some
kind of research or
professional relationship, which would be great too. So how about we finish up here for this discussion?
yeah, of course.
And and it was really fun to hear more deeply about your experience. I knew a few details, but I didn't know all of that. So that was really fun to hear. And hopefully there might be more to this story down the road that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Sounds good, Satoshi. Thank you.
Thank you.